Hello, Karina here. Welcome back to your mat. Welcome to your mat. Today we are going to be doing a heart opening sequence. Our heart chakra is our fourth chakra. It is in the center of our chest. It's called Anahata. And when we are imbalanced in this area, we feel lonely, we feel critical. There's problems of the lungs and chest problems. And right now I'm recording this during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I know a lot of people are feeling this in their heart, literally and physically. It attacks their lungs. But people that are being cut off from the family, being sheltered in place, not in their regular routine of going to work, and maybe even seeing some family members, maybe because they're older and we're afraid that, we don't want to infect them. So it's hard. So use that time though to call them, to, Skype them, to reach out and make sure. So there's nothing wrong with that. And make sure that if you are at home and you're at home with the kids, that you have a routine. It's important to stay to a routine. Maybe, continue, wake up, maybe not as early, but early, get your things done, have a list, move through the body, meditate, breathe, use this time for some introspective time. I think this is what's happening, and maybe it's the universe showing us everything that we've been doing wrong and we needed to stop. So thank you for coming today. And today we will have a nice big heart opener and you will feel so much better after class. So to begin, if you don't have a towel, I always say that. If you have a blanket, you can use a blanket. If you don't have a blanket, you can use a beach towel. And we're actually going to start with that today. So if you want to pause and go get a nice big beach towel, that would be awesome. And if you have a block, grab it. If you don't have a block, then grab a big book. And another thing for, if you have a diffuser, it's kind of nice to have some essential oils and some essential oils that help with the heart chakra, or ylang ylang, lavender, neroli. I think that's it for now. You put those in the diffuser and help, just lighten the mood and open your heart. And some crystals, some rose quartz is always good. So you're gonna grab your blanket or a beach towel, you're gonna roll it up the long way, and we're going to place it onto the mat. And you're gonna have your bum on the mat, and you're gonna scoot your back all the way to the blanket, and you're just gonna roll back. So that is underneath your spine. Head can be onto the blanket, you can have your legs extended or the feet onto the floor, the knees bent, but this is just a heart opener. Shoulders roll back and let the chest open. If you have that block or the book and you want a little bit more lift, you can place it on top of, actually turn it sideways, give you more space for your head. So you can place it onto the back, and it's a little bit more lift, shoulders back. And if you want more underneath the head, you can. So just allow the heart to open, the shoulders to roll back, chest up to the sky. If it's bothering on top of, you can put it underneath, just to give you some lift. And you can support the head as well. The shoulders back, heart open. So you can place your right hand onto your chest, onto your heart. You can have the left hand onto the belly. And then just take a moment here, feeling your heartbeat, deepening your breath. Allow the body to calm down. Allow your mind to calm down. And then gently allow the arms to come down, the palms can be up. Allowing the shoulders to roll back, allow that a little bit more space into the chest, to the heart. Continue breathing long and deep. Feel your chest rise. And exhale. Breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe here begin to set an intention for your time on the mat, a heartfelt intention. The color associated with our heart chakra is green. So maybe with the eyes closed, and we can visualize a beautiful green center in the heart. Two more breath cycles. And then gently, if your legs are extended, let the feet come to the floor and rolling off of your blanket. And then move the blanket and the block aside. And then bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And if you need that blanket underneath your knees, or to have the block and to sit underneath the block to help lift up to make the comfortable seating position comfortable, then allow yourself that. So sitting up nice and tall, bringing that deep breath with you. Allow the shoulders to roll back. Sit up nice and tall. Allow the palms to come together, the thumbs into the heart center. Gently, you're going to turn the back of the hands like you're opening up a book. And then you're going to turn the fingers in towards your heart. And then you're going to let the fingers roll away from the heart. And then you're going to bring the hands back together. And then continue doing that. Open that book, back of the hands together. Draw the fingers in towards your heart center. And then the fingertips away. And then the palms come back together. And then continuing that. Pointing at yourself through the heart. What is it that you want to send out to your family, to your friends, to the world? But looking within. So it's important for us to open our heart and to open and balance our heart chakra so we could be there for others. To give others permission to live from their heart and to open their heart. A few more times, get to warm up through the wrists. Allowing our practice to start from the inside and allow it to flow out. Allowing whatever we need to be released, but we need to look inside to notice that. Good, begin, just let the hands come to the heart center. Allow the palms to reach up to the sky, open up through the hands. Turn the palms down so the fingertips are down to the ground. Sitting up nice and tall. You're going to walk the fingertips back behind you. And they keep walking them back behind you so the shoulders roll back and you get to open through the chest center. Maybe they eventually come all the way back and the fingertips can touch. But it's not so much a back bend yet, just opening through the chest and the shoulders. Allow the chest maybe to come down, the chin down to come down toward the chest. And then inhale, let the chest, the chin lift up off the chest. Inhale, let the arms reach up. On an exhale, rotate to your right side. Take the left hand to the knee, the right hand back behind you. Begin to roll back through the right shoulder. Inhale, let the arms lift up, let the torso come center. Exhale, open up to your left side. One hand down to the knee, the other hand back behind you. Breathe into that space. Inhale, let the arms lift up. Exhale, let the hands come down to the knees. Round through the back, seated cow. Inhale, seated cat. Go one more time. And then gently come back through center. So I'll have a side view sometimes. I also have an extra mat here, so I'll be facing so sometimes you can see me face on. So open up through your fingers, slight bend in the elbows, a deeper cat-cow. Inhale, come through cow pose, tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, pull the belly in around the back, come into cat. And then do that a few more times, matching breath from movement. And then come through center. You can come into a child's pose. So the toes come together, the knees are going to open up wide. Extend the arms out in front of you. The palms are onto the floor. The shoulders get to roll back and heart reaches down to the ground. Pressing down through the hands as if you were trying to scoot yourself forward toward the top of the mat. And then lifting the hips, we're going to come into a puppy pose. It's a little bit more to the chest and to the shoulders. Draw the knees back so they're underneath the hips. Move the hands back to the top of the mat. And then lift the hips. They're going to be above the heels. Chest reaches down toward the ground. And then gently reaching in between the arms. Planting down through the hands. And if you need, if you have that block, you can place it underneath your forehead if it feels too deep. But begin that activity in the muscles, rolling the shoulders back, reaching out through the toes, pull the belly in. And then gently slide the hands back, come through tabletop. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come into cow. And then come back through center. Inhale, let the right arms, or both the arms, come forward. Shoulders are going to come over the wrists. Curl the toes, lift the knees, come into full plank. Lift the hips, come into a downward facing dog. Lift the hips up. Pedal through the legs. And just be able to move through the hips, checking in, shoulders back, chest really reaches toward the thighs. And then coming back down to tabletop. You're going to pivot, you're going to stay on the right knee, you're going to lift the right foot, and you're going to pivot back behind you. So your shin is going to be in alignment from the knee and all the way to the foot. And when you pivot, that left leg is going to extend out. You're going to roll onto the right shoulder, and you're going to roll the torso back, the left shoulder back, lift the left arm up, and then let the left leg reach back. So this can be a modified plank pose, but this is just some muscle memory when we come into half moon for our balancing later. And you can reach that left arm overhead, just get that nice stretch down the left side of the body, reach out through the left fingers all the way down to the left leg, lengthen. And then exhale, let the left hand come down, pivot back through tabletop. So pivoting, leave the left knee onto the ground, lift the left foot, pivot back behind you, extend out through the right leg, open up through the right arm. So I'll show you. And then find that alignment. Shoulder over the wrist, reaching up, and then you can reach the right arm overhead, just get that stretch down the whole right side of the body. So when we're standing later in our half moon, you have elongated torso, that powerful leg, the right leg lifting up. So even though it's floating, it's still reaching out through the heel as if you were pressing into the wall. And then exhale, let's come back through tabletop. Come back through a child's pose, toes together, knees open up wide, sink the hips back. Give yourself permission if you need to come into this pose whenever during our sequence. Good, let's meet back, downward facing dog, plant the hands, curl the toes, lift the hips. Bend the knees, step the feet to the top of the mat, come into forward fold. Inhale, come into half length through the spine, shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, lifting all the way up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open your heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And then feel that back bend with the elbows coming down and the heart lifting up to the sky. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half, lengthen through the spine. Hands can come onto the shins. Think tabletop from hips to shoulders. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend the elbows open. Inhale, let the arms lift up. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you. So interlacing through the fingers, shoulders are gonna roll back, frontal hip bones come up to the belly. And then we're gonna open up the chest, reach the clasp hands down toward the floor. And then inhale, lift up through neutral, engage the belly, and we're gonna fold here. Bend the knees as you need, let the chest rest onto the thighs, hands can come up overhead. And then let the hands come together, the heel of the palms come together. If not, bend the elbows. You need more space. Put a big bend into your right knee, open the torso to the left, rolling the left shoulder back. Inhale, come back center, chest onto the thighs. Put a big bend into that left knee, open the torso to the right, roll the right shoulder back. And then exhale, release. Inhale, lifting all the way up, bend through the knees. Clasp hands, reach down. Open the heart up to the ceiling. Good, inhale, lift back up, release the arms out and up. Exhale, come back into it or come into a chair pose. Press down through the heels, the toes lift up. We just get to create some heat into the body. On an exhale, you're going to straighten the legs, hinge forward with the torso, and reach back through the arms. Shoulders back, heart opens. Airplane pose. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane. And inhale, chair. Exhale. 2 more times. Breath for movement. Every time we come back to the pose, make it a little bit deeper. Keep your focus here. Heart open. Keep that color green glowing. Good, come back into chair. Hold that chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, you're going to step your left foot back, come through a runner's lunge. Plant the left hand underneath the shoulder. Open up the torso to the right. Reaching up. And it's not all about reaching up through that right fingertips. It's about rolling that right shoulder back, opening the chest up to the ceiling. Back leg is strong. Reach out through that back leg. You always have an option. You can come down to the back knee. We're going to add a little movement here. Engage the belly. Rotate your torso toward the right thigh. Reach forward through the right arm as if you're going to shake my hand. Keep the spine long. Slight bend in that left elbow. Then we're going to open up. Inhale. Open up. Swing that right arm out. And then exhale. Rotate. Good. 3 more times. Just creating that space. Open up. And then gently come back to the revolving of the torso. Shine bright. Take the back of the right hand onto the lower back. A little half bind. And then inhale, right arm reaches up. Right hand comes down to the ground. Step your right foot back to plank. Shoulders over the fingertips, bend the elbows, your low push-up. Come down to the knees, tops of the feet, high cobra, shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift the hips, curl the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step the feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open up through the heart, hips forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, airplane. Good, exhale, chair. Good, inhale, airplane. Just keep breathing. Inhale, chair. Good, exhale. Inhale, chair, hold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step the left foot back. Sorry, right foot back. and lengthen through the spine. So your right leg is back. Find that space. Right hand comes beneath the shoulder. Left arm is going to lift up. Showing you a different view. Open up through the torso. And feel your feet grow, rooting down through the ground. The legs are engaged. Heart is open. Always loving yourself through your practice. So adding that movement, exhale, rotate the torso toward the left thigh, reach forward through the left arm, and then open up the torso, revolving around. And check in with that back leg, that right leg. The knee can come down. And this is you just warming up through the practice, finding a little bit more expansiveness. And then connecting to what's happening in your body today. And then come back to the revolving. Left hand, turn the thumb around so the back of the hand can rest into the lower back. Roll the left shoulder back and lengthen through the spine. Pull the belly in. Breathe deep. Good, inhale, let that left arm reach up, hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Shoulders over the fingertips, and you always have an option here to come down to your knees for your chaturanga and hug the elbows in. And if you want to come all the way down and have a baby cobra, you can. Or high cobra, or upward facing dog, the tops of the feet onto the floor, the thighs lifted. What's going to make your heart sing today? Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few moments in here, downward facing dog, pedal through the legs. And then stilling the movement, inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, top of the mat. Come in that crescent mode, shoulders roll back, top of the foot onto the floor. Inhale, rise, full crescent. So that's your foundation. We always try to find that foundation, and then we grow from that foundation. So reach out through that left leg. Frontal hip bones come up, tailbone down. Reaching up, nice and strong. On an exhale, hinge your hips. Reach forward, your torso reaches forward. Airplane on the torso, keep reaching back through the fingertips. Inhale, lift back up through neutral. Crescent, exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Inhale, hold your crescent. Find that balance. We're going to aim that left knee down or lower it about 2 inches down to the ground, toward the ground, doesn't need to touch the ground, and lift right back up. And we have 4 more of those. So we'll engage through the muscles, through the legs, really root down through that back foot. Hands can come heart center, come down if you need. Up and down. And then gently come back through that crescent. Ooh, legs are heating up, right? Hands can come heart center. You're going to shift the weight to the right leg. You're going to take your left knee behind the right knee. So coming into our Shiva Squat, you're going to squat down, hover that left leg. Hands come heart center, pull the belly in. And then send that left leg back out through crescent. Open up warrior 2. Nice little break on that right leg, right? So open up, front heel, back arch alignment, sink down. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm reaches up and back. And you have choice with that left arm. Could reach down, could reach around to the right thigh. To your heart's content, this practice. There's abundance of choices. Exhale, come back through warrior 2. Inhale your side angle, you're gonna reach forward. Right forearm gently onto the thigh. Inhale, lift up through that left arm. And you can come up overhead. And you're spinning the torso. Gaze could be up at the sky. It feels like you're trying to reach your heart up to the ceiling. You're not collapsing through the right side. Right arm can reach off the thigh, reach forward. Really make sure you're using your right obliques, your left legs are strong. Inhale, lift back up through warrior 2. So move through your vinyasa, which is move down through your push-up, which is also your chaturanga. Inhale, your heart opener. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Find the runner's lunge. Inhale, rise. Shoulders back and down. So I was going to move forward, but reach out through that back leg. No dumping into the back, perpendicular with your torso. Reach up. And keep the belly engaged. We're going to airplane our torso, hinge forward. And then up. Feel that inhale lifting you, and then the exhale is directing you where to go. And up. Good, one more. Nice, reach up. Back knee down toward the ground, couple of inches. And then up. Let it come down. And up. Good. Move through the balance, or find the balance. Distribute the energy through the body. And then come back through that deep crescent. Nice. Engage the belly. So our Shiva Squat, hands can come heart center, shift the weight to the left foot, right knee comes back behind. So you got to pull the belly in. And then lift up, send the right leg back through crescent, open up warrior two. Move the feet around to find that balance, inhale, lift, reverse warrior. And if your breath begins to pick up, slow it down. Exhale, come back through warrior two, and then your side angle. Lengthen, arms up. Arm can come up overhead. You can extend the left arm out. Inhale, lift back up through warrior two. Meet downward facing dog. Take your time, don't rush through. You can pedal through your legs. And then stilling the movement. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right foot comes forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. Back knee down 4 times and up. And then exhale, hinge forward, airplane. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Hold up. Good, lift back through crescent. So we got that Shiva Squat again. Left knee behind the right knee. If you need, your left toes can come down to the ground. Your hands can come heart center. But we're gonna squat here. You're gonna inhale, straighten through that right leg, left leg lifts up, and then come back through that Shiva. You have 4 more. Remember, hands can come heart center. Really rock that right leg super strong. Plant it, lift up. Come back to Shiva Squat. Hold. And then extend the left leg out. Hands come back behind you. You have that airplane torso. Warrior 3, variation here. Lengthen through that left leg. Heart forward, shoulders back. You are flying. Good, exhale, step that left foot back through crescent. Open up warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. And your side angle. Don't let me rush you. Your breath. Reach that right arm out. Inhale, lift back up through warrior 2. Exhale, hands down. And meet downward facing dog. You can breathe deep. Left leg is gonna lift up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. Shoulders back, hips forward. Good, back knee down and then up. Good, a lot of strength in that legs. We always want a strong foundation. You're only as good as your foundation. Good, shoulders back, always move through your chest, beaming forward. Good, gently come back through that crescent. Airplane, hinge forward. Shoulders back, heart, shine that heart bright. Good, 4 more. Belly engaged. Heart, loving it. Maybe it's beating a little bit. It's good. And then meet back through crescent. Our Shiva Squats, shift the weight. Right knee back behind. And then inhale, lift up one leg in mountain. And then back, knee back. And again, hands heart center, arms up. Okay, good. It's gonna come in later. We're in our half moon. That standing leg is gonna be super strong. Good, come back through that Shiva. Straighten the left leg, right leg reaches out. Airplane your arms. Reaching back. And pretend you're holding a big heavy ball. You're shining your heart forward. Do not close it down. Good, step the right foot back, come through warrior 2. Find that space, your mat's big enough. Inhale, reverse warrior. Nice, exhale, warrior 2. And then your side angle. Open your heart, lengthen through the chest, the torso. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. We don't need any more tension. Release the left arm out. Good, inhale, lift back up through warrior 2. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Move to your vinyasa, meet downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. Shoulders back and down. Left knee comes down. And up. 3 more. Good, be here in the moment. It's challenging. Hopefully your body's heating up. You're getting stronger every time we revisit this. Good, come back through your deep crescent. Reach out through that left leg. Hinge forward, airplane. Hold that ball. Inhale, crescent. Good, 2 more. And then come back through crescent. Shiva Squat, left knee behind the right. Sink down through that heel, the right heel. Inhale, press up, one leg in mountain pose. Left knee comes back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. Good, exhale that Shiva Squat. Straighten the right leg, kick the left leg out. Hinge forward. Good, shoulders back. You're gonna take your right hand down to the floor or grab your block. Left hand's gonna come onto the hip. You're gonna open your torso to the left, half moon. Left arm can lift up. Really rooting down through that right leg. Hips open. Find your space. Okay, carefully let the gaze come back down to the floor if it's not already. Left hand can come onto the hip. Slowly step your left leg back to warrior 2. So reaching down, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, come back through warrior 2. So we're gonna do something different on this side. You're gonna bring your hands back behind you. Hands come together like you're clapping. Weave your fingers together, shoulders back and down. And then you're gonna hinge forward. Humble warrior variation here. You can rest your right shoulder onto the right thigh. I want you to open up through the left shoulder. So it's a variation, shoulders back, chest is opening to the left side. Good, release Press down through the feet, release the fingers, come back through warrior two. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Move through your vinyasa. And let's meet downward facing dog. And breathe deep. Check in with your heart, with your energy. Good, inhale, left leg is gonna lift up. Exhale, left foot comes forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. Shoulders back and down, frontal hip bones up. Right knee down and up. Good. And then come back through the crescent. Exhale, hinge forward. Like you're really reaching forward, but at the same time, maybe you're holding two ropes back behind you. Inhaling up, exhale, reach forward. Do one more. And then inhale, lift back up through crescent. Our Shiva Squats, shift the weight to the left, right knee back behind, sink down. Hands in the bar center. One-legged mountain pose, grow. Good. Back down, right knee behind. Press evenly through the left leg. Good. Good, come back to that Shiva Squat. Send the right leg out. Arms reach back behind you. Feel your shoulders roll back. Like you're up in the heavens and you're looking down and you are shining your bright light from your heart down onto the world. Good, right hand can come onto the hip. You're going to grab your block maybe with your right hand. Place it underneath the left hand. In the book or the block, you have the flat, you have the tall. Right hand can come back onto the hip, opening up half moon. Right arm reaches up. Really reach out through that right leg. Keep lengthening from that left hip to left armpit all the way through the right. Gaze can be down or gaze can be up. I just said that, but you have choices. Good, you're carefully going to step that right leg back to warrior two. So it may not be your original deep warrior two. You just fix it, find it. Good, inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Exhale, warrior two. So that humble warrior, hands come back behind. Let your fingers interweave. Shoulders back and down. Good, hinge forward. Rest the left onto the left shoulder, onto the left thigh. Open up through that right shoulder. Reach back through the clasp hands. Good, don't dump on that left side. You're really rooting down through that right leg. Good, inhale, lift back up through warrior two. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Move through your vinyasa. And meet downward facing dog. Take a moment, a few breaths, and pedal through your legs. Good, one more round. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. You've got this. Shoulders back and down. Reach up to the fingertips. Back knee down. And up. Yeah. Good. Good, breathe that moment. Don't hold your breath, waiting for it to go by. Good, one more. Come back through crescent. Hinge forward. And up. Breath for movement. Strong leg, back leg, front leg, both legs. Okay, come back up through crescent. Shiva Squats. Lift up one-legged mountain first, and then left knee behind the right, squat down, and up. Good. Open up. Inhale, lift up. Hold your one-legged mountain pose. Okay, we're gonna do a different balancing on this round. Left hand is gonna come down to the ankle. You're gonna aim your left knee down to the ground. Root really tall, strong through that right leg. You're gonna hinge forward, dancer's pose. So when your heart is open and your heart chakra is balanced, dance. Shoulders back, let that left foot be really heavy into the hand. Make sure you're not locking that right leg. Heart forward, gaze can be forward. Inhale, lift back up through one-legged mountain pose. Warrior 3, airplane arms. Back foot's gonna come down, crescent. Open up, warrior 2. Good, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right arm can come down. Maybe a little bit deeper as your last round. Maybe the fingertips come down to the floor, to a block. Inhale, come back up through warrior 2. Exhale, vinyasa. Your low push-up. Heart opener. Exhale, down dog. Last round. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rise, crescent. Good. Right knee down a couple of inches. And up. Maybe we challenge ourselves this round. You're strong. Maybe that knee does come down. Strong through the back leg. Okay, come back through crescent. Strong, strong, strong. Exhale, hinge forward. And up. And forward. Okay, one more. And then meet in crescent. Good, shift the weight to that left leg. One-legged mountain pose. Right knee behind the left. Oh, squat down. And up. Let that breath help you. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And last one, and then meet one-legged mountain pose. Right hand's gonna come down, heel, ankle, or the top of the foot. Aim your right knee down to the ground. Your foot is heavy into the hands. And then our dancer's pose, you're gonna hinge forward. Reach forward. Shoulders back. Foot is really heavy into the hands. Get a nice stretch on that right side. Should feel good with all those squats. And roll the shoulders back, and then heart opens. Good, inhale, come back through one-legged mountain pose. Right leg comes back, hinge forward, airplane. Step that foot back, crescent. Warrior 2, just a nice little transition. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2, and your side angle. Last one, maybe fingertips to the floor or to a block on the inside of the leg. Press the knee into the arm. Good. Inhale, lift back up through warrior 2, and let's meet downward facing dog. Okay, come into a child's pose, toes together, knees open up wide. And then inhale, let's lift up through tabletop. Wrists beneath the shoulders, knees below the hips. Inhale, right arm reaches forward. Left leg is gonna reach out. Exhale, knee and elbow come together, round the back, pull your belly in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, inhale, lift, reach, and exhale, come in. Good, release the arm and leg out, hand and knee down. Switching sides, left arm reaches out, right leg. Find that balance, frontal hip bones up, and then exhale, knee and elbow come in toward one another. And then come back through tabletop. Swing the legs around, feet to the floor, and we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Once you're all the way down, allow the knees to come into the chest, hug in. And I don't know about you, but I got hot. All those legs. My heart appreciates it. Good, so knees are coming into chest, hugging in. Thighs and move away from the chest, your shins are parallel to the mat. Arms are gonna reach up, pull the belly in. Inhale, right arm reaches up overhead, left leg out. Same thing mirrored, oh, we didn't do that. Extend the left arm out and the right leg, and then come back center. So pull the belly in. Good, couple more times. And then come center, hug knees into the chest. Good, thighs away from the chest, shins are parallel to the mat. Hands are gonna come back behind the head, elbows out to the side. Still working on that core. Lift the shoulder blades up, chest is up to the sky. Exhale, cross the right shoulder over to the left knee. Extend the right leg out. And then come back up through center and cross opposite side. Good. And keep going. Smooth, strong. Stay connected. The body, the mind, the breath. To this moment. Good, and then gently you're gonna roll all the way down. Knees come into chest. Allow the knees to open up wide to the armpits. Feet can reach up to the sky. Happy baby. You can stay here with your hands, bring them back behind the knees, or you can reach up to the big toes, your middle finger and your index finger around in between the big toe, small toe, your thumb onto the thumbnail. And just breathe. Connect to the mat, like how it feels to lengthen the spine onto the mat. And then draw the knees into the chest, hug in. Feet to the floor, knees bent, arms alongside the body, shoulders back and down. Press down through the feet, lift the hips coming into a bridge pose. And you can add on here, can feed the shoulder blades underneath, can interlace the fingers like we were doing in some of the poses. Press down through the clasp hands, reach the clasp hands toward the heels. Feel that breath just open up through the chest and the collarbones. Whole upper area. And then gently release the fingers, release the shoulders, roll all the way down. Knees come back into the chest, hug in. Allow the legs to reach up to the sky. You can point and flex through the toes. Roll through the ankles. And then gently draw the knees back into the chest. Hug the right leg in, send the left leg all the way onto the mat. Gently draw your right knee towards your right armpit. You're going to leave your right hand onto the outside of the knee, on the outside of the leg, and then your left hand is going to reach down to the outer edge of the right foot. And then you're gently just going to parallel your shin towards your chest. So you're gently drawing that leg in. So instead of being here, the chest is it's going to be over your chest, and you're gently bringing your right foot maybe up closer to that left shoulder. Of course, it's not reaching it, you're just bringing it in that direction. And then here you can rock side to side. Tiny little movements just through the right hip. And if you want a little bit more stretch, stop the movement. You're going to take your right knee into the crook of the right arm, right at that elbow crease. You can take your right foot into the left elbow crease, and then you can interlace the fingers, lifting your shoulder blades up off the mat and hugging that right leg in just a little bit more. Of course, whatever feels good. Again, if you're holding onto that leg, you slowly just release. Draw the knee and the thigh back towards the chest, hug in. And then coming into a full supine twist, you're going to take your right knee, aim it over to the left side. And the right foot could come down, and then you can press the hands in, and you're going to scooch, slide that left hip underneath the right. And you have your block or the towel, and you can allow the right knee to come over. And again, still opening up through that heart center. Let the right shoulder roll back. Heart opens, gaze can turn over to the right. And focusing your breath through your heart chakra. We're balanced in our heart chakra. There's compassion. Compassion for yourself. In turn, compassion for others. And allow 2 more breath cycles. And then gently coming out of the pose, let the head come back center, arms can come back down, feet can come down to the floor. Slide the hips underneath you, that left hip over to the left, knees into chest, hug in. And then send the right leg long, hips are level. Put a bend into that left knee, hug in. And really squeeze in. And hold on to the shin and just hug that left thigh in toward the belly. And then allow the left knee to open up to the left armpit. And you can circle around a little bit. You can let go of that squeezing a little bit more, just have a little bit more space to find some movement through the hip. And then if you want to do what we did on the other side, left knee opens up toward the left armpit, left hand outside of the knee, your right hand to the outside of the foot. Keep the foot flexed versus really kind of pulling on that ankle, like you're stepping, neutral through the ankle. Gently just draw the left foot towards your chest. And you can gently slide side to side with the left leg, left hip. Keep it into the left. Your right is just hanging out right now, supporting this movement of the left. And then you can still movement if you want on the other side. Take the left knee into the elbow pit, and then take the foot into the right and kind of maneuver it. You can interlace the fingers, lift the shoulder blades up off the mat, pull the belly in. Make sure there's no tension into the neck. Check that foot, you're pressing through the heel. And then slowly release when you're ready. Thigh back into the chest, squeeze again. Direct the left leg over to the right. Slide the right hip to the center. You have your block of that blanket for the left knee to rest down. Left shoulder can roll back, gaze could follow. And find whatever position in the arms feels good. Cactus arms over the head, on your body. Meaning placing a hand onto your heart. And that steady beat. Place of gratitude. Just developing that unconditional love for yourself and others. It's challenging. But every time we come to the mat, it's a practice. We're working on something, either physical, mental, or energetic, through our chakras. Two more breath cycles. Gently, whenever you feel ready, maybe you want another breath cycle, take it. Whenever you're ready, just slowly sliding the hips back underneath you. Knees can come in the chest. Hug the knees back in. Take a moment here if you want any movement or stretch or even a stillness before we come all the way into our Shavasana. Allow it to take place. A movement, a stretch I already did, or maybe one I didn't get to. Listen to your body. Listen to your heart. It'll tell you what to do. Not in a bossy way, in a loving way. And then if you're ready, begin to come into your Shavasana. You have your blanket or towel still handy. If you want to place it underneath your back, as we did beginning of the practice, for a heart opener you can. Options, you can take the curled blanket and place it underneath your knees. Legs are going to be wide. Give you a little, flattens your back so you have more space. Find the position of the arms. I'm going to sit up. I'm going to do a Reiki treatment for you while you're in your Shavasana. And it doesn't matter when you watch this video, the Reiki is still going to be delivered to you. Reiki doesn't adhere to any, specific space or time. It doesn't adhere to our linear space and time. So it will reach you. So just allow yourself just to lay down. Check in with one more breath cycle or two through the body. Let it travel down through your heart center. And then begin to take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth. And release. Enjoy this time and space on the mat. Let nothing creep in. Give yourself permission to let go. slowly begin to bring the attention back to your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle through your fingers and your toes. You're ready for a deeper stretch. Allow the arms to move along the floor above your head from wall to wall. Stretch from fingertips all the way down to the toes. And then exhale, let that go. And then when you're ready, put a bend into your knees and guide your body over to fetal position on the right or left side. Use that towel or the blanket or your arm to cradle that side of the head. Draw the knees up into the chest. And take a moment just to observe how you feel, breathing through your heart center. Always live with an open heart. This means being available to both the outer and the inner worlds. The openness of the heart is nothing else but the vastness of pure awareness, the eternity of the present moment. Saha Janana. Whenever you feel ready, slowly begin to bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And then root down through the sit bones, lifting up nice and tall through the spine. Seal in our practice. Take a nice deep inhale, circle, sweep arms out and up. Let the palms come together. Exhale, thumbs to the heart center. Bowing down to the heart center, our eyes closed. Taking a moment to thank and to honor yourself where you are on your path and on your journey. May you have the courage today to see from your heart, to listen from your heart, to speak from your heart, and to hear from your heart. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hoped this time was helpful for your mind and for your body. And until I see you again, much love to you and in perfect health.